Well, as Alfred Hitchcock would say, good evening. My name's Tom Novak and welcome to Growing Clip Bonsai for Seniors. Today is September 29th of 2025. It's Monday. It's 76 degrees Fahrenheit or 24 degrees Celsius. Mr. Clock says it's 8:04 p.m. in the evening. Yes, it is, and it's a muggy night. What are you going to do? But the days are going by fast. It's already September. We'll be into October already. So you got arthritis, so do I. I got it in the wrist today. And when you get it in the wrist, every bone in your hand feels like it's broken because you can't even move it. It's so hard. But I let it rest today. Worked all day since 4 in the morning. And took a 2-hour nap and kept on going. And had to do a video for you so you can see that Izabela's pot with Charlotte's, well, meets with Charlotte's Portulacaria afra. So, I tried 2 parts cocoa core, 3 parts number 1 red chicken grit, and 3 parts coarse sand because I cannot keep these things alive. I don't know why everybody else does, but for me, it's like a black thumb, but I try, so I'm trying a different mix. And no, I don't use bonsai soil. It's too expensive. I make my own. Chicken grit, I got 10 pounds for $2.90, number 2. Coarse sand was a little bit more. I think it was 10 pounds for $4.90, something like that. But it was still good. Or was it 20 pounds? I don't remember. But I got a whole bucket full. So let's get, well, before we get the port out, so Charlotte's got a nice fast draining soil. And in here looks like a little fern. Or it could be a different type of moss. I don't know. But first things first, before we do anything, let's get this down so you can see what I'm doing. Here's Izabela's pot. You can see the nice big hole she made in there, and that's good for good drainage. I put a green screen in there, and I put some number 2 chicken grit in the bottom. And she looks like she's just got sand in here. But what I'm going to do is, because I have my... Yep, I don't have my ironwood tools with me, so I had to sharpen this one up. Because I've been using them up at the church, pruning stuff and doing stuff outside, clipping and pruning and everything else. Same thing with my little ones. So right now I'm just cutting these little ports off on the bottom so we can get a nice little trunk on it. See, with arthritis it's hard, so I got to use 2 hands. And I'm not too good at being lefty, so I'm going to go until I just hit the bottom of them leaves and cut it. So I think we can cut this one off. And Charlotte has a whole bunch of babies. Get that one off, this one off. This way here we can expose a bigger trunk. So we'll let these dry and I'll stick them and see if I can get them to grow over the winter time. Because winter is fast approaching. Fall is here, but we got October, November, and after that, look out. So she looks like she's got a mix of just sand and grit. Maybe that's the trick. I might just have to use maybe I just have to use 1 part cocoa core, but we'll see. Here's the roots. Nice conglomerate of roots. So I'm gonna have to do this left-handed. Let's cut that off to get it off with the screen. Well, being right-handed all my life, it's hard to do it left-handed. There we go. And you can see it's got a nice little root system to it. And that should fit the pot perfect. And this should be a nice little tree for this pot. Well, this is a long root here. We're going to cut that off. I like to give it a little more soil. Then they don't dry out as fast. And she got her mesh It's a little bit smaller than mine, the spacing, but she got hers at some craft store was going out of business. I forgot the name of it, child. Sorry about that. So let's get this in like this. I think that'll be perfect. Perfect. Now I get my toenail clippers because I can't use nothing else. This, even though you got arthritis, you just got to go and you got to do it. I mean, rest the day, get the pain out of you. Yeah, here's my toenail clippers. I call these toenail clippers. They look like toenail clippers. I don't know what, I don't go into those fancy names. So we're just gonna go real close to the trunk, cut it, and that'll heal. And we'll just put it in like this. So I'm going to show you my mix. My grandson had to mix it up for me because I couldn't hold it and shake it. And you can see it's mainly with all that, so it's almost like 6 parts of grit and 2 parts of the cocoa core. So we're just going to put a little bit on the bottom. Like that. A little bit. Get that in there. And the grit will hold it in place. Now, we might need Mr. Spoon here. That's my grandson saying hello. He's a good kid. He mixed up the soil for me. There we go. Now I could make this up a little bit higher. I think I will. Just get that in there. Okay. Mr. Spoon, where are you? Here's Mr. Spoon. Mr. Spoon says hello to all the kiddies out there. Izabela, you made a good pot. Izabela stopped making pots. That was a sad thing to do because this pot of hers is not going to be used. This is the last of her pot making, and this goes into my collection of pots that I'm not going to use, just to have for display. And that's going to be almost like an antique because that's the last of what she made. There. I think that's good. And let me get a little bit more. Just over there. Now, for the top, we're going to dress it with some sand. So the two ladies met together, not face to face, but with the pot and the plant, so that's good. So, I can barely get up. My back is killing me from all that work today. Bending over. Had a plumber rod the sewer out with the, I think they call that a buffalo box. I pulled all the weeds out around there because I was getting slow on doing stuff like that. Well, I sent a good 3 hours in the front. Get some sand on top to dress it up. Just like that. Now, I was lucky enough to get Izabela before she went out of business because she'd been doing it a long time, and you know when stuff isn't exciting no more and it's getting hard on you, you just give it up. But she makes some great scrolls. I can't believe the scrolls she can make. Oh, my goodness, my goodness. Just water it in. And then it's going to go back outside. And I don't know if Mr. Elephant, because we mixed some paint also to paint the apple trees. So I got a little bit more water left. And Mr. Elephant, do we got water? Yep. We got water. It's a little bit off center. Well, that's all right. It's going to be, only the strong survive the winters in my basement. And to show that we did it in the fall, I got a little squirrel here with a little nut. So you can just make believe it's a nut tree. Because everybody loves a nut. What are you going to do? So put this back on. Yeah, it still hurts. But you gotta lay down sometimes and just relax. So you can see it's draining. And then there you have it. Izabela meets Charlotte. And Charlotte was from the Prairie View Bonsai Society. We had a good trip going to Ted's Friday. I did that video of what I got. But you can see it's a nice little tree growing in that pot. Now I could probably cut it down later to maybe here and see if it comes up. But I think for now this looks good. And this will go back outside tomorrow morning in the sun so it can grow. And these will let the cuttings dry and I'll stick them later. I'll have to pull, maybe cut this in half, pull some of the leaves off. I don't know, I'll have to think about it. And we'll go from there. So today is, what's today? It's Monday. It's comedy night. Armis Brooks, Life with Luigi, George Burns and Gracie Allen, Jack Benny, Bob Hope, Milton Berle, Red Skeleton would say, duck, here comes a flock of them. You know why? Because I seen geese coming over, when was it, last week, Wednesday or something like that, heading south. So, you know, winter's going to be fast approaching. So you take care, everybody. Enjoy a good comedy tonight. Relax with a cup of tea and listen to some old-time radio when comedy was comedy. And some of them guys are good. I mean, very good. And I forget what George Burns and Gracie Allen's theme song was, but it was pretty good. So you take care, everybody. Have a good night. Won't keep you. Did a little shorty today. Still more work to do, and I got to straighten out my back today. Take care, everybody, and have a good night.